from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Good evening and welcome to Okayama International Circuit, where tonight the GR86 field takes on one of the most technical and demanding road courses in all of Japan. We're ready to go racing, folks. Let's take a look at the grid, shall we? Right now, taking to the grid, it'll be Samayoa, Colby, Fletcher, Colby, Birch, Colby, Cunningham, Onofre, Andreu, Rainey, Rizkov, Juarez, Guerrero, Johnson, Colby, James, Tanagretta, and it's all popping off, coming down and towards turn number one. But it looks like a good leapfrog there for Slater Colby in front of Marvin Samayoa for P1. But the battle back here between Nico Colby and Jeremy Fletcher still spices up. Nearly 3 wide going down into Atwood Curve for the Copeland Motorsports drivers. Connor Cunningham in the mix, running back in P8 currently, has the battling of Edwin Onofre alongside him. But 2 by 2 we go down into the hairpin corner. And we're going to cut through Revolver and then Piper Corner, for which the track is named. Brandon Birch running out here in P5 right now, the number 36, trying to get his elbows out with Stone Colby. Jeremy Fletcher tumbling down the order, down to P7 as it sits. Onofre getting his teeth monster out and bumping elbows out with Jeremy Fletcher, who's going to tumble down to P7 and sit there promptly, as it were. The 52 battling right now with Birch right up ahead. Battle for the lead, though, has settled down. Samayoa has got a half a second gap to Slater Colby in the number 16 out in P1 right now. Has his rear view mirror full of Nico Colby, the 14-year-old Copeland Motorsports driver who just made his debut at COTA this previous weekend. Now looking a little further back, or shall we look back forward? Because the battle for the lead is starting to spice up as Colby is chased down by Samayoa. Closing down the gap here at Redmond's corner. But it still opens up just a little bit around that 4/10 margin right now between Colby and Samayoa. Stone a little further back now ahead of Fletcher. And Fletcher now ahead of Onofre, looking a little further back. Look at this gaggle of cars. And this includes Darren Colby, Tana Greta, Warren Johnson, Miles Guerrero, and Igor Rizkov 2x2 through the Moss S's. And all the way up into Atwood, curve sliding right in is the 47 of Darren Colby behind Michael Tanagretta. Up ahead, the battle for the lead continues to spice up as here goes Samayoa. A look to the inside line on Slater Colby, but a touch there from the number 16 back into Samayoa's rear wing is going to give him the overdrive and the speed momentum that he needs to cut through like a shark through water. Speaking of cutting through like a shark in water, Jeremy Fletcher trying to swim his way to the top step of the podium yet again for another race, but has to battle it out, this time with Stone Colby. The Apex Motor Club driver has to duke it out with the Copeland Motorsports wheelman. Pilot of the number 22 machine. And that Copeland Motorsports driver is coming off of a bit of a hot streak right now. Don't want to give him the commentator's course in real life nor out on the virtual racetrack, but he's on a bit of a hot streak right now as far as wins are concerned. Right now, Colby throwing his elbow out with the man leading the championship in both the virtual sense and the real world for the GR86. Marvin Samayoa, Slater Colby, and Nico Colby all nose to tail right now. Brendan Birch in tow, but about 9/10 back. I definitely don't think he's going to come back into the mix until the competition caution rolls out. And we'll have to see when that is going to be fully in effect. Usually it comes down to the halfway point. And that's when we'll see the competition caution roll out. And there goes Slater Colby trying to find an alternate line on Marvin Samayoa. And he does find the alternate line on Marvin Samayoa there. The little switchback got engaged. And out through the Moss S's, he's going to have the inside line going in towards Atwood Curve. The red number 16 there, but has his brother behind. And the number 13 waiting for any opportunity to strike. Brandon Birch and Fletcher now after it as Fletcher climbs through the ranks. Up ahead, Slater Colby and Marvin Samayoa, and it will be Samayoa to the inside line at the hairpin, and he's got that one secured. What about the battle between Fletcher and Birch? That one settled as well, with Stone Colby further back. Birch has his rear view mirror full of some Stone Colby. The 52 of Stone. The Apex Motor Club black and blue machine. Now looking to the inside line. The door is open. 52 backs out as the door was probably closing, and he recognizes the vortex of doom appearing in front of him. 36 minutes left on the clock. And let's talk a little bit about these GR86 Cups, as I got a little distracted because Joe Rainey was in a tussle with Alexei Andreu there. I saw that gap coming down dramatically. And here's Stone Colby and Brandon Birch. Another look to the inside line, trying to scare Birch into a mistake, but Birch isn't going for the double trouble. The 52 goes to the outside line, this time coming around the outside through Revolver and then through Piper. Will it be secured or will it be all for none? There goes Onofre back in 7th position, and it's just not going Onofre's way tonight. Up ahead, Marvin Samayoa and Slater Colby, nose to tail. Trying to shake off any slipstream possible. Marvin Samayoa moves to the inside, moves to the outside. There goes Fletcher in the background on Nico Colby, the young gun. The 13 loses out one to Fletcher for now. But will this be signed, sealed, and delivered? I think not, as Nico is most likely going to challenge his Copeland Motorsports brethren. I don't think there's any love lost between drivers in the garage, especially when they have fun like this in the virtual world. And now they get to have fun together in the real world together as well, as Slater Colby and Marvin Samayoa go toe-to-toe, coming out of Piper all the way down to Redmond. This is the battle for the lead with West Coast Sim Racing, brought to you by B-Speed. 97-16 and the looming 22 in all black of Jeremy Fletcher, waiting to attack should everything pop off. And everything, well, is about to pop off here as we approach the halfway point of the race. Colby leads Samayoa by just a 10th. Then Samayoa leads Fletcher by a 10th. Nico Colby by a 10th. We all fan out going in towards turn number 1. Marvin Samayoa to the outside line. Fletcher follows suit. The number 13 is trying to find a way through on anybody, anyhow, anyway. Doors open for the 16. He's going to find a way to defend against the 22. Has the inside line at Atwood Curve. Now the run down the back stretch. into the hairpin corner. This is where you get a chance to breathe a little bit, but not when you're side by side, not when you're Jeremy Fletcher, when Slater Colby is breathing down your neck. Now alongside, coming to the hairpin corner, a big old squeeze given from the 22 onto the number 16, but no love lost between friends. 97's gonna lead us here. Slater Colby and Jeremy Fletcher are gonna lose out a little bit of ground to Marvin Samayoa up ahead. A little bit of a touch there from the 13 to the number 16. And again, it's all in good fair in love and war as the number 13 nearly loses it behind everybody and just loses out a little bit of time at the end of the day, with those tires are surely going to be scuffed up and worn at this point. Connor T. Cunningham in the battle with Brandon Birch up here for P7. Miles Guerrero, hold your horses, duking it out with the GOAT himself, Warren Johnson. Johnson, Guerrero, Rizkov, and Michael Tanagretta further back right now, but Guerrero and Johnson locked in as their laps are nearly identical last time around, 143.0 to 143.1. That last time of asking, a little bit of a mistake there for Warren Johnson as he goes deep, and that'll open the door for the 26 to try to snap back, but the overlap can't be given. Check back in here with the leaders as Fletcher is now up into P2, sits behind Marvin Samayoa, Slater Colby in P3, Nico Colby in P4, Stone Colby battling it out with Nico, who gets up into P4 in front of Nico, who's tumbled down into P5 after that little bit of a Code Brown moment he had coming out of Mike Knight corner. Edwin Onofre loses a position to Connor T. Cunningham going into Atwood Curve. Does this mean Onofre can snap back with a little bit of slipstream coming down into the hairpin? I think he can, I think he can, I think he can. Edwin Onofre late on the brakes. And he is there and through on Connor Cunningham. Miles Guerrero in a three-way battle with Warren Johnson, who goes a little bit deep at the hairpin, allows the 26 to sneak a nose in, but that's all he needed to thwart the run from Warren Johnson in the number 24. Igor right behind, Tanagretta right behind him, all lock in key right now for these positions. Johnson leading by just a hair right now in front of Igor. Take a snap back up ahead to the Marvin Samayoa, Jeremy Fletcher, and Slater Colby battle here, because this was going to be Marvin Samayoa's race to run away with, don't forget and don't count out the Colbys or Fletcher. The Colby train running 3-4-5 right now is in line, but they're separated by quite a bit, and there is a late move from the number 16 onto the brakes into the rear end of the Copeland Motorsports driver. But it's still going to stay nose to tail. The 22 trying to make a move at Hobbs. But through Mike Knight, can't find the daylight. Has to settle in single file. Surely competition caution will be coming out this lap or the next one. Fletcher looking again at Samayoa's inside line. And wanting to occupy that real estate that Samayoa was going for was Jeremy Fletcher. But he just couldn't find the real estate. You can't drive through the car in front. You have to, unfortunately, drive around them, especially when Samayoa defends like he is to the inside line. The 22 of Jeremy Fletcher to the outside of the hairpin, but this will bring him along the inside as they touch doors through Revolver. Jeremy Fletcher goes into the lead of the race, drags along the number 16 of Slater Colby with him. Marvin Samayoa is there at the inside of Redmond Corner, but the 16 has the inside following that at Hobbs. Great battles and switchbacks between Fletcher, Colby, and Samayoa. And there it is, the competition caution rolls out. I know we typically look at the commercials, but let's take a look at the championship points. Right now, it's Jeremy Fletcher with 145 in front of Stone Colby with 119. Nico Colby with 115. Slater Colby with 87. Samayoa with 79. Edwin Onofre with 71. Brendan Birch, 63, tied with Connor T. Cunningham. Joe Rainey still in the top 10 with Ali Exe rounding it out. Warren Johnson in P11, Kyle Domark in P12, Christian James in P13, Colton Juarez, Tana Greta, Sean Stam the Stam Man, Igor Rizkov, Taylor Thompson, Robert Nishnik, and Darren Colby round out the top 20. Now we can go ahead and take a commercial break, folks, and we'll be right back.
Trade for bananas?
Bananas? No thanks. Are you tired of lowball offers and no-shows? Here at VehicleBuyers.com, we make it fast and easy to sell your vehicle. Enter your vehicle information into our website and receive an offer for your vehicle. Our competitive offers ensure that you get the best deal possible. If you're ready to sell your vehicle, click the link below.
VehicleBuyers.com. Visit us today. Having trouble outfoxing the deals and the competition getting you all flustered? Time to be sly and visit OverstockVehicles.com. We have over 600 vehicles available for sale monthly, all at dealer pricing. OverstockVehicles.com. Visit us today.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish! Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
And we are back, folks. Hope you enjoyed that commercial break as much as I did. I absolutely love the VehicleBuyers.com promotion. It is absolutely hilarious. I think it is probably one of the best sponsors you could ever ask for. And yes, they are getting free sponsorship out of me because I keep talking about them, but that's the sign of a good commercial, is it gets you to talk about it. So yeah, it's a good one. And speaking of commercials, speaking of sponsors, let's give a big shout out and thanks to tonight's sponsors, VehicleBuyers.com. If you're looking for a vehicle, if you're in for a vehicle in need, check out VehicleBuyers.com. Now, I know I say this quite often, but Jeremy Fletcher has his work cut out for him. Yet again, we know he likes to control the field. How is he going to manage from P1 in front of the likes of Slater Colby and Marvin Samayoa, who qualified a little bit better than he did? Time will tell how he's able to keep up the pace and if he's able to stave off the likes of Fletcher, Colby, Samayoa. Safety car is in. And the field will belong to Fletcher. And he bunches up the field to the grid. And it's green, green, green here for West Coast Sim Racing, round number 7. Headed out in towards turn number 1. We're going to be 3 wide a little further back, but it's still going to be green and clean for West Coast Sim Racing here at Okayama. The run belongs to Jeremy Fletcher. Slater Colby to the outside line, trying to find a way to slot back in front of Marvin Samayoa before it's all lost, but it's too little too late. I think Samayoa is there and has the run. Fletcher, Samayoa to the inside, the 16 of Slater to the outside, Stone there in the 52 with Nico in the number 13 in tow. Single file line into Redmond corner. Fletcher, Colby, Samayoa. As we track all the battles through the field, this is going to be the closest one. Not for long, as there goes Fletcher defensive on the 16. And here goes the 52 of Stone Colby and Nico Colby. And there goes through Edwin Onofre on the number 13 of Nico Colby. Connor T. Cunningham trying to shake and bake his way through the grid as well. And perhaps the number 13's tires of Nico Colby are worn up and done at this point. Taking a look at Slater around Jeremy Fletcher. Now tries to get the switch back, but it's not there as Fletcher was occupying that real estate. Fletcher defends hard here at Redmond. Number 16 tried to find a way through the Copeland Motorsports driver, but to no avail. Big slide from the 13 further back. He's going to lose that position to Connor Cunningham, surely. Up ahead between Fletcher, Colby, and Samayoa. Samayoa sure could do with a little bit of luck. Just like that, with a Fletcher mistake, it's going to open the door for the number 16 through the Moss S. There goes the 52 of Stone Colby on Edwin Onofre. Up ahead, there goes Samayoa trying to challenge up for P3 on Stone. Stone slots himself into P3 to the inside line. That'll secure the position for now in front of Marvin. .16 attacking glance on the 22, but a little too far back to make anything happen this time around. Samayoa under attack from Onofre, and Onofre is going to follow through before we get down to the S's. Slater Colby trying to look for the outside at Atwood curve. I don't think this is going to work for that 16. In fact, he might actually lose out the inside line to the number 52. The drag is there for the 16. He's going to go back over to the optimum line, but I think he could have squeezed the number 22 into a mistake. But the 16 tried to go for the inside line, and the 52 gave him the kiss of death, and that'll be the end of the 16's run for the podium. This promotes Onofre and Samayoa back up into the podium spots. There goes Onofre trying to challenge the 22 of Fletcher for the lead of the race. Has the inside line going in towards turn one. This is going to be an absolute drag. Late on the brakes goes Fletcher, but even later goes Onofre, and he holds down the apex, and they're going to door bang for a little bit. Coming through turn two and into the S's, it's Fletcher, Onofre, Samayoa. Down and out was the number 13 at the halfway point of the race, but he's back up into the mix behind Marvin Samayoa, trying to get the double trouble slingshot engaged going down into the hairpin. Fanning out, double trouble, it's 2x2 going into the old hairpin. Onofre defends behind Fletcher. Samayoa is there getting the big old squeeze, and the 13's trying to find a way through everybody. "13 there to the inside at Redmond, gets the drag and the overspeed around Samayoa, or is it done and dusted just yet as Samayoa sticks his nose along the inside of Onofre? .9:35 on the clock. When the leaders cross the line, I believe that means we'll just get 4 more laps of running. No, Samayoa with a huge drift coming through the second corner, but he's able to save it, I believe. Others behind him not so lucky, unfortunately. Because Samayoa dropped out of the podium spots, this gives Nico Colby back a chance. Three wide coming down the back straight, coming into the old hairpin. It's going to be trouble for most, but not for the West Coast Racing Team. .22 leads Onofre, the 199, and then Colby, but now Colby's up into P2. Onofre slips back into P3. Can the Copeland Motorsports driver find the long way around the outside of Onofre? He doesn't need to, as it all comes out Millhouse. Fletcher to the inside, drags along the 13. Onofre loses out. Back to P3 for Onofre. Smokes. Onofre back in the mix. The 13 is there. A big wiggle from the 22. And Fletcher's losing out. Marvin Samayoa is back into the mix. The 13's trying to go the long way around the outside of Redmond. And it's 3 wide through Redmond into the next hairpin. Fletcher, Onofre, Samayoa. Onofre laid on the brakes, but a big wiggle under them, and Marvin Samayoa is back through into a podium. Holy smokes! Fletcher, Colby, Samayoa, and Onofre 2x2 going in towards turn 1. 2x2x2 as LAXA has Stone Colby to play around with. And even further back, Connor T. Cunningham with Darren Colby side by side through the S's. Jeremy Fletcher, Nico Colby, and Samayoa. Now, will the Copeland team work together, or shall they bout it out with 5 minutes left to go? Samayoa with Edwin Onofre in the background. Now loses ground, Samayoa does, to the 52 of Stone as well. LAXA and Connor T. Cunningham throwing their elbows out, coming through the final corners. Hobbs, Mike Knight belong to LAXA. Samayoa leads the Andreu Cunningham debacle. And he's a little ways up the road, and LAXA clears Cunningham by a long shot going into the S's. Now Darren Colby has Joe Rainey to fill his rear view mirrors. Going into Atwood Curve. Taking a look at the battles up ahead. Because Nico Colby is had to defend from Onofre, it looks like Fletcher has been able to check out with a healthy lead of around 7/10 in front of Nico. Edwin Onofre, 2/10 back. Stone, 2/10 from there. Marvin Samayoa, 3/10 back. A nearly 1 second margin from Fletcher to Nico now. This is going to leave Nico prey and vulnerable to Edwin Onofre behind. Continuing to close down the gap. Side by side, Colby and Onofre through the S's, but the 13 tries to defend. Hard but fair, but slips out a little wide. Potentially opens the door for the 52. Late there on the brakes for the number 13, and the 42, the 52 is through. That'll be Stone back up into the mix as it seemingly is mistake after mistake for the 13 right now. 1 minute left on the clock. The white flag will be coming out this time by Alexe and Connor Cunningham seem to always find each other on the racetrack, and tonight is no different. Look at that gap that Jeremy Fletcher has on Stone Colby. 1.7 seconds the margin. Then it's Colby, Onofre. And the 2, 3, 4 as it becomes a Fletcher showdown yet again. Onofre, though, under attack. Or is he attacking? The number 13, the young 14-year-old, giving a little of a bump to Onofre down the straight. But it will be Onofre just a margin ahead. Now Nico loses out, maintains his cool, but loses the traction beneath him as he drifts through 2 corners. Marvin Samayoa is there and takes advantage of the situation, and the 13 cannot defend. Jeremy Fletcher didn't lead us from green to checker flag, but he led us on the lap that matters the most, the one where the checker flag was waved by Barney, and he'll take the high step of the podium today, just like he did at Coda. Stone Colby in P2. Nico Colby came back in 3rd in front of Marvin Samayoa somehow. Or is that a mistake? That must be a mistake. Edwin Onofre, Marvin Samayoa, Nico Colby, Alexe Andreu, Carthy Cunningham, Joe Rainey, Darren Colby, Michael Tanagretta. Take a look at those results. Fletcher, Colby, Onofre, Samayoa, Colby, Andreu, Cunningham, Rainey, Colby, Juarez round out your top 10. Tanagretta, Griskov, Colby, Johnson, James, and Guerrero. And out the top 16 with Birch coming home 11 laps down. We'll get the drivers pulled into the V-Speed booth here in just a few moments' time. We'll get them all ready for their interviews here. Let's go ahead and talk to our race winner. We're going to talk to Jeremy Fletcher, who's coming off a bit of a hot streak, not only in the virtual world, but in the real life sense as well. Jeremy Fletcher, talk to us about your race a little bit and what it was like to come back from COTA and step into the virtual world to take the top step of the podium here at Okayama.
I did in the real world, park the bus, make everybody race, and then drive away. But there's no track limits here, so fortunately, nobody gets some foo-foo win.
No, completely understood, Fletcher. Now, you didn't have the best qualifying. We typically see you at the front of the grid and control the field, so a little bit of different pace here tonight. What was it like chopping it up through the field and even at one point stumbled down into P7?
Yeah, had some personal stuff going on, so didn't really get on to practice. Hopped in for one lap of practice, threw it in for qualifying, no setup, just click some buttons and hope for the best. But I trusted myself, trust the process, race smart, and ended up at the front.
That's amazing to hear. Now I gotta ask the simple question that I haven't asked previously to you. How does the real world GR86 experience translate into the virtual world, and do the setups become applicable even?
I wouldn't say the setups are as the same because at the end of the day, it still is a video game.
Correct.
But if you can hustle around the real life car, you can hop on the sim and pretty much throw down in anything. So there is definitely some confidence side of things. If you're good in real life, you should be good on the sim, at least in my experience. So there's some pros and there's also some cons, but it balances itself out.
Then what's Nico's excuse? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Too soon, boys. Too soon. I'm just kidding. Fletcher, anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank on the win tonight?
JFR Esports crew, the Colby family, Rainey family, you for the broadcast, Warren for putting on the sim, and everyone that's reached out, and the prayers to my grandma. So all good overall. Just big thank you to everybody.
Congratulations, Jeremy Fletcher, not only on tonight, but a nice hot streak that you're in coming off of COTA. So hope to see you have more high steps on the podium, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's talk to Stone Colby next, pilot of the number 15, who came back in second place. Now, Stone, actually, you're rocking the number 52 for the Apex Motor Club here. Came from a long way back, kind of at about the halfway point, but started in fourth. Didn't lead us for a single lap, but you were up there in the fight, weren't you?
Yeah, no, that was a tough race for sure. I kind of similar to Jeremy, I didn't get on till super late. And then got a couple laps of practice and then kind of just sent the fixed setup with a different wing. But those guys up front were hauling. So I kind of, Slater and I had the mishap. Jeremy went through that corner after the straight and kind of checked up a little bit. Slater hit him and then I hit Slater. And then I tried to hit him back straight and then it kind of just clobbered us into the wall.
Yeah.
So tough for sure. But no, I mean, all in all, it was a fun race. Everybody drove pretty good and yeah, no, it was fun.
No, it was, I mean, at least up here from the booth's perspective, it was an amazing race. The battles were plentiful, whether you're at the front or battling in the mid pack as well. Warren Johnson had a great battle with Tana Greta for a bit. Christian James, Miles Guerrero were in the mix. So yeah, really happy to see everybody kind of show up, show out, and have a great time. Anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank tonight, Stone?
JFR Racing and Vehicle Buyers Overstock Vehicles. Shout out to Jeremy for winning at COTA. Despise the penalties, it sucks. But and then Nico did awesome in COTA. He beat all expectations and did great. And then everybody there supporting him and friends and family for watching. And then prayers out to Jeremy's family, his grandma, and Yeah, appreciate everybody showing in, and Warren for putting on a great league, and you for broadcasting as always.
Thank you so much, Stone. Really appreciate you. Have a great night, brother.
You too.
And last but not least, we'll talk to third step of the podium, Edwin Onofre. Came from a long way back in P8, but kept his pace beneath him, and the consistency was there. How'd you keep it clean and consistent, Edwin, to find P3 tonight?
Yeah, thank you for having me here. Yeah, it was very tough actually because I came in here with like about 20 minutes to go in the practice, and I thought I had a good setup from Hymo, but I think this was from the previous update before they changed the physics of it. So I did not feel comfortable with the toe in, especially for the rear. I noticed that it made me fail inspection. So after with the last 10 minutes remaining, I was like, oh no, maybe not it. So I was like, all right, let me try the medium downforce setup and then just make some minor tweaks to it, adjusted the rear anti-roll bar and as well as the wing so that we can get a little bit more straight line speed. And it actually worked out in my favor for this race. Now, the thing about it is that I unfortunately had to learn how to be aggressive. The way I was raced around here, I've realized that if you want to make it big and if you want to get these podiums, well, if I'm going to be raced like this, I might as well just race back like that. Now, I'm not trying to intentionally pump people out of the way for it. Like, I'm still trying to leave some room about it. But if I have to make my way up, I will have to do some pushing. Not too much pushing either, because push comes to shove and then shoving becomes personal and all that stuff. And I don't want that out of any of us. I don't want no hard feelings against a hard field, okay? It was some good, harder racing. I hope everybody got out of that. But yeah, I honestly did not expect to go from P8 to P3. And I had some good battles with a few of the crew out here. So I hope you enjoyed watching all that.
I sure did. It was one of the best, I think, West Coast Sim Racing showcases of kind of your guys' racecraft ability and skill. I think it just goes to show you that Okayama and the GR86 kind of just go together, and your guys' discipline definitely was the highlight of tonight. So thanks for the entertainment, I will say. But I do got to ask, Edwin, anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Most importantly, shout out to you, first of all, for broadcasting this. Shout out to Warren, who's currently in the call right now. I know you're here, but thank you for hosting up this league for us. Second off, I'll give a shout out to Tech Sport Racing. They had me cover for the tickets to watch at Circuit of the Americas, and I took lots of pictures. I'm hopefully going to share them on social media soon. It was great to see them, actually. Great to see my team out there compete in the GT4 series with Frankie Muniz and Tyler Stone, as well as Spike Kohlberger, who won the second race, not getting a bunch of off tracks because Circuit of the Americas is deadly on track limits like that. But he has earned second place. I'd like to thank also to Malbec Ramos, and I'd like to thank his photographer, Zach. And I'd like to thank Parker DeLong, too. They had an amazing weekend, and I won't forget about that. And hopefully I get to race in the real life GR86 series soon, because whatever translates into iRacing, hopefully I can try to translate that into real life. And then a few quick outer shout outs, all the fans watching, all the family watching, all the friends. Thank you guys so much for this. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Edwin. Really appreciate you showing up and representing for West Coast Sim Racing every single week. Have a great night, brother, and stay safe.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we have Warren Johnson, who was caught out in a couple of battles on the racetrack tonight, most notably with Alexei Andreu as well. And Tana Greta, I mean, who didn't you battle with, Warren?
Oh man, there was a lot of battles. Alexei, I was with him on the restart, I think, and then I got taken out. Well, I thought I had gotten taken out, but I spun myself actually, and then someone else finished the job there on me, but that's all right. No, it was a great race. I guess that track used to be a lot more fun when pre-update to this car. Now I think this car's a little too fast for this track. But no, it was still, a good time. I love racing with the group, and congrats to Jeremy for winning another one, and congrats again to him for winning the Saturday race. out at Coda, and Nico for doing P5 and P7. He had a ton of overtime. I don't know if you watched that race, but Nico is going to be a problem. So just that's all I'll say. Don't want to glaze too much, but he's going to be up there.
I did watch the race. I was hoping that his results would translate to a podium tonight, so I was going to get to talk to him, but I'll send him a DM and maybe we can hook something up privately to get set up. But no, that was an amazing race. Heat number 2 was a showstopper for sure. I thought race 1 was exciting. Race 2 was even better. The side-by-sides behind Fletcher were just phenomenal coming through the S's. So if you didn't watch it, go watch the GR80 Cup North America Series. It's free to watch on YouTube as well. But don't forget to watch this as well, the GR86 Cup, brought to you by West Coast Sim Racing.
That's right. Yeah, stay tuned. I think we're at 3 races left. What do we got? We got schedules here. Let's see.
Just a few.
Brands Hatch, Sachsenring, and Charlotte. Those are 3 great tracks. So be prepared for that. If you're a driver, practice. There's a really close fight for points right now. So keep it up, guys, and stay safe out there. And we'll see you Thursday at Fuji. That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good one.
Mexico, my bad.
Mexico in the Porsche Cups this Thursday.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks you for watching. And thanks for the broadcaster, Sagar. He does a great job. We're happy to have him here, as always. And hopefully we can continue having him as our broadcaster. But anyways, good night, guys. Have fun.
Good night, Warren. Take care. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's a pleasure to be your host, as always. Joined with me in the booth has been nobody. It's been Sagar Bakshi, bringing you all the commentary and production on behalf of V-Speed. All good things have to come to an end. The GR86 Cup, brought to you by West Coast Sim Racing, has been phenomenal. Let's give another big round of applause and shout out to our race sponsor for the evening, VehicleBuyers.com. Thank you very much to their support. Without it, we would not have the lovely pictures that we do have. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.